Hey guys, I know this isn't the sort of video that you expect from me. I don't know if I'm even going to post this yet. I just felt like I needed to get this out and talk to you all about how I'm feeling at the moment. Right now I feel like a phony, a fraud. I feel like I'm continually wearing a mask with a painted smile on my face to try and hide how I'm feeling inside. And the truth is, I feel like shit. And I know deep down that I shouldn't be feeling like this, and I should be looking at the brighter side of things and loving myself, just like I tell all of you to. But trying to access those sorts of feelings when I feel so hopeless, like I don't know where to go from here. Life coaching has taught me how to teach other people things, but I've realised that it's just me putting words in their mouths or feeding them information. It's not them believing it in themselves. I know this because that's exactly what I'm going through. All the training, all the research, all the life experience that I've had, the things that I hear myself saying to other people, trying to instill that in myself is bloody hard. And putting the past behind me should be easier than what it is, you know, but I've realised that just because you want something, it doesn't mean that it just goes away. It's still there. It still comes up and attacks. Sometimes when I least expect it. And I guess with everything that's happened with my family this year, my dad leaving, and adopting somebody else's family that he hardly ever knew, just reinforces how worthless I actually feel. All those years of feeling like I wasn't good enough, like he wanted a son, and I know I was the one that forced him to marry my mother because she was pregnant with me. It just seems to have come back now, and I'm defensive. I'm not a nice person to be around. Sometimes I'm taking it out on everybody else and I just don't know what to do anymore. Wow, that was pretty tragic, right? That was me about 18 months ago. I had my creatrix breakthroughs 12 months ago. And I just found that tape in amongst a lot of my archived things. Obviously, I was going through a bad time and I just needed to get some things off my chest, and I thought that sharing it would be a good thing, but I think I thought better of it once I replayed it back and decided not to put that side of myself out there at that particular time. But now that I'm on the other side of that pain, I'm quite happy to share that. It's a side of me that many of you wouldn't have seen yet, or even people that were in my life wouldn't have known that I felt that low because I was so good at masking my feelings. I guess at the time, the way to help me through was to continue helping others and putting my best face out there. But I realise now that that wasn't the right way to go because I was just suppressing my feelings, pushing them down and coping day to day, really. If I couldn't help myself, I wasn't able to help anybody else either to the full extent that they needed to be, so I stopped coaching. 2014, my mother passed away, and at that point, I guess I started to focus more on the things that I was grateful for in life instead of looking at the negative aspects. So I didn't dwell on things. I managed to pull myself through day after day. But that clip that you just seen before was actually after my father decided to abandon the family for a woman that I introduced him to online, and he just changed. He abandoned himself, and from what I know now of people that give up, you know, their own identities, it's easy for them to give up on other people too. I've put that aside. I've forgiven him for his humanness and moved forward. That's helped me release so many things that I was holding on to. Since my creatrix breakthroughs a year ago, the difference in me is absolutely remarkable. I have never, ever had a day like the one you've seen before since my breakthroughs. Life still happens. I've had my breakthroughs and I'm feeling so much better and handling things in a much more productive way. Other people haven't. Other people are still holding grudges and feeling really badly about themselves, so they project onto others. And I can't take that on board anymore. So I've learnt to let go of a lot and become so much happier for it. Creatrix doesn't turn you into a machine. It doesn't make you someone you're not. I've always been an emotional person. I feel a lot of things. I feel vibrations from other people and energies, and you know, sometimes I have to put a barrier between me and their problems too, so I don't take it on board. There is a big need for women to understand themselves more and to seek the help that they need to get and stop masking. Stop thinking that everything's okay and sweeping it under the carpet. If you've got things in your life that have negatively impacted on you and you've taken that on board yourself, that affects every aspect of your life, you know, personally, business, and your relationships. As I was saying in the previous clip, with coaching alone and other modalities that feed information into you, it only goes as far as you allow it to go. So you might be hearing it, but you might not be taking that in and implementing it in your life. Whereas Creatrix is your own learnings and self-realization. So they're already inside you. You're just bringing them up to the surface and being able to function at a much higher level. That's why Creatrix is so powerful. It's a women's only modality process made for women, specifically for the female brain, because we are wired differently. And you know, our hormones from month to month, day to day, week to week, are different. They're very erratic. They're up and down all over the place. So that affects our brains in different ways as well. So Creatrix works in conjunction with the hormones and also our epigenetic history. And anybody who has researched that would know the fantastic work that has been done in that field over the last few years. We understand even more now that our history from past generations can be carried through, they say about 14 generations deep. So if you have a past pattern of, say, depression in your family, you can carry that forward. And the more, obviously, that you let it go on, by keeping it yourself, you will pass that on to your future offspring. As a transformologist or a facilitator of this process, all I do is facilitate you to get your own learnings and self-realizations. And it's an absolutely phenomenal, fast and fun and very, very effective process that will get you to the outcomes that you seek. So, you know, you could go to bed today depressed, tomorrow get Creatrix and never have to live with that again. That's how fast it is. We do not re-traumatize you. You know, you've lived with pain long enough. We don't need to keep on going over your story. We're working on the emotional issue at hand, not the cause of it. That's something we can't change. You know, things have happened in the past. We can't go back to the past and erase them. Creatrix isn't a magic wand, but you have the opportunity to fix what's going on inside of yourself and replace that with good things. So we take out the negative, we replace it with positive, and you can move forward much more confidently, happy, fulfilled, successful, and it just gets better. From somebody that was so depressed and full of anxiety like me, not feeling good about myself, I wasn't good enough, I wasn't worthy enough, I was lost, I didn't know where my future laid, to now, after a year, waking up and not having one single day of regret, of remorse, of feeling like I don't want to be here anymore. That's pretty remarkable stuff. I offer blockage identifier calls, or clarity calls, I call them. And, you know, that's a 30-minute free call with me, just so we can, you know, chat about what it is that you have been dealing with and, you know, how I can help you and what you'd like your life to look like after having something like Creatrix. I have payment plans, and I will help you as much as I possibly can to get you know, the Creatrix done for yourself. But ultimately, the commitment is up to you. You have to decide whether you're worth it or not, and whether your life and happiness and your family's lives and happiness is worth you becoming your very best self. I am living proof of it, as you have just seen. And, you know, it's my passion, it's my life's work, it's the reason I think why I have gone through everything I have to get to this point and to be able to help you at the level that I now can, because I've been where you are. I have done a lot of work in the background to get to where I am now, with coaching, with researching, with you know, different skills that I've acquired, and the life lessons that I've learned. And if I can save somebody going through as much pain and struggle as I have had to get to where I am now, I'll do that. That's why I think I've gone through what I have. I wanted to share that with you today, even though it pains me to look back at that, to prove to you that anything is possible. If I can do it, I know you can too. Remember, the best investment you can make is the one in yourself. I'm Raeskinner from Limitless Women. Bye.